Welcome back to CryptosRus. I'm George. We're all George. So, we're about to enter a new week, but I'm going to give 3 reasons why Bitcoin will soar this summer. We're getting closer and closer to summer. Half the year is pretty much over already in 2023. But is Bitcoin going to soar? I believe so, and I'm going to give my reasons why. So let's get started. Welcome, guys. Hey, Bitcoin is doing a little bit better right now. Starting to get that upward motion once again. Traction, 27.3. Or we go see 28,000 or possibly 30,000 in the near future. Well, let's talk about reason number 1. That is the debt ceiling. Supposedly, White House Republicans reach a tentative deal to avoid U.S. default. I think most of us know that this was not going to happen, but it was scary. It suppressed markets for sure. The U.S. market has been pretty suppressed and red for quite some time until last Friday when it was rumored that this deal was going to happen. Now, this is a tentative deal. It's not official yet, right? But the deadline was supposed to be June 1st. So we know it should come to resolution by the end of this week. Right now, Janet Yellen said, we could push it to June 5th, whatever. But really, it should be done this week. Because if not, the U.S. will run out of money and default and not be able to pay our debts and obligations. It'll be absolute Armageddon. And no one wants to see that because there will be a lot of destruction, financial destruction, if the U.S. defaults, which it has never done before, right? So when this is resolved, and most likely it will, this will be positive. It removes that ceiling, right? So that the markets could flourish once again. Now, that's short term, right? Short-term boost, like dumping gasoline on a campfire, instant boost, but doesn't mean that it's going to last long because overall, long term, what does this mean? This means the debt continues to go higher and higher and higher because this allows the U.S. to print more money. Okay, now this chart, as astronomically high as it goes, only stops at 2020. And that's where things started getting really interesting. You notice that this stopped at 23 trillion. Where are we at our debt ceiling? 31 trillion. So from 2020 to 2023, within just 3 years, we accumulated as a country 8 trillion more. And that's not enough. We need to raise the debt ceiling even higher, which means that 31 trillion will go up to 33, 35, 40, wherever it may end up, right? So long term, this sucks. As a nation, what this does is devalue all the dollars out there, cause inflation to continue, and basically, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for anyone with savings, right? That's why we need hard assets that won't inflate like this, like Bitcoin, right? But so long term, absolutely horrible that the debt ceiling continues to move forward. But short term, it's like throwing gas on a campfire, right? It will definitely lift the ceiling, and we'll probably see a good rally this week because of it. Okay, so that's number 1. Number two, also coming this week, right in time for summer, is Hong Kong, China. Right? They are serious about this. This is not a small deal. They are very serious about this. The regulators are issuing crypto licenses as we speak. Major exchanges probably working to get those licenses so they can start operating in Hong Kong. And of course, there's like a list of 10 coins that can be purchased, which includes like Bitcoin and Ethereum and Chainlink and Avalanche, Polygon. One that's left out is XRP. XRP is not in that list. But yeah, I mean, this is absolutely huge. And here's why. Besides just crypto trading, okay, look at what else is going on. They have cities now that have billion-dollar funds to build out their metaverse, right? An $8.5 billion fund. How many cities in the US have an $8.5 billion fund to grow the metaverse of its city? None. It doesn't exist, but it's happening in China already. And here, further proof that they're taking this very serious and not just throwing money at it. Hong Kong is actually creating a police force for the metaverse. They're preparing to arrest people in the metaverse. All crimes in cyberspace can also happen in the metaverse. So they have this new police force called Cyber Defender, okay, that's getting ready to enter these new metaverse platforms for the cities, right, in anticipation that there will be crimes. I mean, this shows you how prepared they are. They are really going all in, right? This is not just a joke, not just like a game. They're actually creating a police force for this. Now, who knows how many people? Maybe there's like one person part of the police force. I don't know, but still, they're thinking about it. So this is number 2. Absolutely huge. Hong Kong and a citizen being able to invest. China as a whole turning very pro-crypto all of a sudden. I say all of a sudden, but they've been probably planning this for years. You know, China's playing the long game. U.S. unfortunately always plays a short game because every 4 or 8 years there's a new administration and then agendas change. But someone like China, you can say Russia, all these countries where their leaders basically stay in power forever, they play the long game. And I'm pretty sure China's been playing this long game for a while and they're ready to open up. They started with their digital yuan, which has been very successful, right? And now they're doing this, and who knows, after this, maybe they allow the entire country to invest through Hong Kong, right? And I think that's just a matter of time. So that is number 2. Number 2. Number 3 has nothing to do with Bitcoin, but I think this will be absolutely huge, and this is coming. That's Ripple. Ripple winning its lawsuit against the SEC. All this innovation out of China overseas, not happening in the U.S. right now. But Brad Garlinghouse has said that a judgment is going to come in weeks, not months. That means it could be this week, it could be next week, it could be within the month of June, which is, again, in the summer. So if Ripple wins this massive lawsuit against Gary and the SEC, you will see a massive dump of gasoline on campfire because it'll be absolutely huge for the SEC to truly lose a monumental case. There's been settlements before, but in those settlements, basically, the SEC didn't lose, right? The projects conceded and paid a fine, right? But the SEC always stood its ground as like, you know, we always win. I don't think Brad is going to let that happen. He wants to definitively win, not settle. And if this happens, this will be great for the entire industry. It'll be great for XRP. It'll be great for everyone, right? So I think this is also coming. So you have 3 huge catalysts that's coming within weeks this summer, right? All very bullish things. Why we need to stay in the game and why we should not be discouraged and why we should continue to DCA and HODL, right? I mean, at 27,000, I don't know why anyone would be discouraged, first of all. Second of all, yeah, there's so many good things, okay? These 3 things are just the beginning. But speaking of XRP, there's a lot of people ramping up right now, accumulating. Whales are buying and buying and buying and buying, just like with all these other crypto. You don't really notice it price-wise yet, but XRP has been doing relatively well, almost up to 50 cents, right? But these guys, these whales, buy behind the scenes. That's what they do, right? They don't become discouraged. They buy behind the scenes and they HODL. And that is what we need to practice as retail investors as well. Not fall for the FUD, not fall for our emotions, right? Continue to think clearly and focus on the future because there's so many things coming. It's really, really bright. All right. So I want to lead off with those three things. Obviously, it's not just XRP being accumulated. Whales have accumulated $1.9 billion in crypto overall in the last 18 days, just a half month, right? There are a lot of you guys that are accumulating, that are buying, saying that's great, but vast majority of people still sitting on the sidelines. There's trillions of dollars sitting on the sidelines, waiting for some confirmation for the market to move up. We already got confirmation. We're at 27. We were at 30,000. We're not at 15,000. There are still some people that clinging on hope that we're going to fall back to 12,000 or 10,000 or something like that, right? There's no indication that there's any major event that could push Bitcoin down that far. We're definitely recovering. It may be slow, but still we're gaining momentum, and this is definitely a time to still be accumulating while we are low. Anytime Bitcoin's below its all-time high at 70,000, that's accumulation phase. You could argue even afterwards it's accumulation phase, but still right now is a golden opportunity to be accumulating. Also other metrics like addresses soaring, right? A lot could be due to BRC20. Even Peter Schiff is launching an NFT collection on Bitcoin. Think about that. Did hell freeze over? I mean, even Peter Schiff has his own NFT collection. Think about that on top of Bitcoin. So there are definitely a lot of people coming in, a lot of new innovation still happening, right? But yeah, this is the reason why address is going up, right? Also from a technical standpoint, here's a bullish MACD crossover on the daily. There's just a lot of stuff happening. Shrimp net positions showing the shrimps and how much they've been accumulating is going up sky high. And this is all leading to the finale, at least for this for this cycle. The next cycle, the next halving, 305 days, right? And when I say the finale, it's not really. It's like the halfway point, because normally speaking, after the halving event, you have one and a half years of very bullishness, right? Meaning that starting from April of 2024 to the end of 2025, we have the most parabolic phase of a 4-year cycle. And that's coming in 305 days. But until then, I believe we will slowly trend upwards. And who knows, by the halving event, we may be at 40, 50, 60,000. And then that's when things get really, really exciting. Right? So, good stuff. Good stuff. What else is going on? CFTC chief reinforces view that Ethereum is a commodity, not a security. Again, if Ripple wins the case, Gary loses, you know what? There may be a lot of pushback, right? If he loses that case, then, you know, there's no reason why he has any argument to say that Ethereum is a security if XRP is deemed non-security. Right? So this, again, is a trickle effect. If Ripple wins a case, it's going to be huge for an entire industry. And because of this, you know, Ethereum whales have been accumulating $9 billion worth of ETH in 2023, right? And there's still, staking is going up, liquid staking is going up, everything is going up right now, right? Well, and there's one person that transferred 8,000 ETH to a new address, probably because they were on maybe they're on a ledger or something. I don't know, but that also relates to ETH. But bottom line is there is a lot of whale activity on top of Ethereum right now also. Alrighty. Okay, today's up about 1.58%. Not too bad. 1.14 trillion. Overall, it's looking pretty good. As we enter this week, some very bullish events, but overall this summer could be extremely, extremely bullish. So, good times ahead. All right, let's do some Q&A. Oops, I thought I had my microphone muted. Sorry. I know it annoys a lot of you guys when I start drinking. Bob, yeah, those wheels were not chosen on purpose. Actually, Ferrari forced me to get them. If I didn't, they said there's a very high chance that my order would have been canceled. So, but they're nice wheels, but they're very expensive, very, very expensive. Do I have any educational videos of XRP? I do, in fact, but I don't play very often because it's, you know, whenever I play it, it like tends to pump XRP. So I choose to play it wisely at the right occasions. Have I gotten into BRC anything? No, unfortunately I have not. I have not gone into any NFTs or memes or anything like that. Eventually I have to, but I just haven't yet. Spoke to my buddy in Hong Kong. June 1st is a real deal. I mean, at this point, I don't think it's a lie. I mean, they even said on CCTV. It's broadcasted everywhere. It's too late to be pulling back now. But yeah. My Telegram is on fire. These days, my Telegram, I have to like mute it all the time. It just keeps going like crazy, ringing crazily. I've been spreading my wings, talking to a lot of people. Maxp, where can we see the picture? I posted on Twitter yesterday. I went for a night drive. Haven't driven it for weeks. Really, it just sits pretty in my garage, but took it out a little bit. Took some photos, put on my Twitter. Have you played Wizards Arena? It's the best PTE game ever created, built on Condena. I don't know about that. And no, I haven't played it, but there's a lot. I'll just say this. There's a lot. I'm not a big gamer anymore. I used to be a die-hard Blizzard gamer. Spent way too much time on World of Warcraft, Diablo 2, and StarCraft. These days, not so much. But I am talking to a lot of game makers. And there's some fantastic games being built. Some fantastic, really. You know, games that we were promised back in the last bull run, or last two bull runs, like 2017, 2018, when all these game makers said, yeah, we're going to create these, you know, AAA games that's coming out. Now they're actually finally coming out because it takes a long, long time to build these games. It's not as easy as it seems. Like GTA 6, for example, supposedly it's going to cost like $1 billion after it's done. These games take a long time and a lot of money. But yeah, I'm advising for some of them now, looking at a few more, and they're fantastic. They're really good. If you're a gamer, you should be very excited about these upcoming games that'll be releasing soon. Mike, your thoughts on miners, specifically Mara. Will they not explode when BTC rockets higher? They will. That's why their stock, Mara, and Hut, I mean, their stocks have been going up whenever Bitcoin goes up. Yeah. Darth Mike, thank you. I appreciate that. Recommend a way. I didn't see the Celtics game yesterday, but I saw the ending. They got robbed. They didn't really get robbed. You know, people blame the officials, but hey, if someone boxed out and White didn't get in there, right, it would have been game over, series over. But now, unfortunately, I think Celtics will go win. I told you guys. I mean, if Butler didn't close out that game, it's over for them. and no one boxed out White. I mean, just a little boxed out, you know, it would have been over. Is games for a living legit, like playing games? Sure, you can make a good living off of that with tournaments or just streaming on Twitch, right? My WoW addiction is creeping back. You know, that's the thing. You don't want to get addicted to WoW. Seriously, you get addicted to World of Warcraft, you just can't stop. You really, it's best not to get hooked. I was always a Zerg guy. I love playing Zerg. And I love watching Searle. He used to, for a couple years, he was so dominant. He defeated all the Koreans, which is impossible for StarCraft. But now I think there's new Zergs that have gotten better. Joe Rogan, Altcoin Daily, was talking about Karate Combat Coin for betting on fighters. Yep. I'm very familiar with them. And not very, but I'm familiar with them. Yeah, they're a new league. They're a new league just like UFC, but you can't wrestle. You can't have any ground game. It's all striking and kicks. So I learned about them. It's quite interesting. I didn't know that the league existed, but seeing how big UFC have gotten, you know, I see the potential there for sure. And they have a betting app on their fighters. And some of the ex-UFC guys are also part of it now too. So WoW is still best. The ledger forces you to upgrade firmware in your first attempt to withdraw, and after update, you must install your app again. You know what? I have not touched it, so I can't. Can't comment on it. I didn't think that they would, unless you didn't touch it for a long time and it's just a regular update, and not like the one that they go add the back door in. Hopefully, that's not the case. I got too much. I got too many. Too many. Do I follow baseball? No. I find baseball horribly boring. So I don't follow it. Ryan, with a 12,000 portfolio, how many coins should I have in order not to over diversify? You know, that's a good question. There's no right or wrong answer to that, Ryan. It's whatever you can keep up with, whatever you feel comfortable. I mean, if you invest in a lot of alts or micro caps and meme coins, you know, it's like if you want to just leave them, fine. Those are gambles, but you know, like if you're just looking at if you invest in a lot of big caps, mid caps, that are really good, and you still pay attention to what they're doing, making sure that they're still developing, still active, they're not giving up, they're not making any blunders, you know, then it's fine. There's no set number. It could be as low as 1 if you're just holding Bitcoin. It could be as high as 20 or 30, right? Some people have a lot more than that. So it just depends on how active you are with them. You could just not pay attention, leave them forever, but unfortunately, some of these coins they go bad because something happens to them, right? And if you're not able to keep up, then you wouldn't know. You know, here's the thing. If you guys are really afraid about Ledger and this firmware update or error message, right, just take your recovery key or your private phrase and just restore it on another wallet, like the Trust wallet or something. Very easy to do. I think most people don't think about it in this way, and sometimes I don't either. I just think like, oh, my cryptos and my Ledger are stuck there. No, it's not. That's the whole point of the recovery phrase. If you have that, you could restore it on any other wallet and get access to crypto. As long as the chains and the tokens are supported, you'll have access to it anywhere, right? So it's not the device that matters. It's the recovery key that matters. So just keep that in mind. How does the backdoor update work? Does old customer have to give Ledger the keys, or does Ledger already know them? I don't think Ledger knows them. The backdoor will allow them to turn on this feature to get your private key. But until you update the firmware, I don't believe they can turn that on. Can you recover seed from Ledger device into a Treasure device or vice versa? Yes. And it doesn't have to be hardware wallets. It could be mobile wallets and browser wallets. They're all interchangeable. As long as the chains, not every wallet supports all the chains, right? So you'll be able to access the chains that it supports, but most of them support all major chains. Blake, welcome. So those of you guys tuning late, wondering what the 3 reasons. Number 1, U.S. debt ceiling crisis may be over. Number 2, Hong Kong about to open up. And then number 3, Ripple maybe winning that case near future. Noah, haven't seen you in a while. Hello. Would you play Diablo game that drops high-end items as NFTs? Sure, why not? Why not? I mean, that's all these play-to-earn games, right? That's the evolution of gaming. Like, all the items you get are NFTs. They are worth money. You could trade them on the open market. Very different than someone that's a closed system like Diablo, where, yeah, they had their own, in-game auction house, right? Which they allowed people to use real money to buy, and then they canceled it. And, people complained, and it's just a mess. It's just a mess. You can't transfer it easily. But with play-to-earn games, not only do you not have to pay to play, but you also earn items that are worth something. It's an evolution. No, it's always good to be taking care of your family. Are you gonna be doing more large panel shows? Sure. I've been for years I've been invited to do panels at these conferences. Just been avoiding them. I don't know if I will be doing more in the future, but I'm open to more collaborations and stuff, at least on YouTube and Spaces. Although I gotta say, Spaces, even though it draws in large numbers, not a whole lot of new followers. this last one with Cohen and all these other guys got 20,000 not views, but listeners, but gained 1 follower. So that was kind of disappointing. So it's tough balance on Twitter, you know, views or listens versus attracting new followers. Is it 15 coins? CPR says 15 coins from the list I have. The more the merrier. I'm actually surprised they didn't limit it to only like Chinese-based companies. I thought that would be the plan, you know, so someone like Conflux would get a huge pump. Neo, you know, these are Chinese-based. VeChain moved out of China, but still a huge presence. I thought there would be more catering to them, but that's not the case. They're actually just targeting like the big chains and big coins out there, which is really good. So they're not limiting it to just like Eastern coins. It's worldwide. So that's a really big fundamental shift if you think about it. Do you guys hear? I don't hear my notifications. I don't know if you guys hear it. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be rude and have all these notifications. They just keep coming into me. This is how busy I am. I spend more time on Telegram these days than anything. I get a million notifications. And I've been muting them while I've been streaming. I have my speaker off while I'm streaming. Maybe that's why I don't hear it. Anyways, I think that's time to go. Overall, I think, you know, very good things happening. Memorial Day for the U.S. on Monday is going to make things a little bit slower. This weekend it's going to be a little slower. I can see the views are down already because people are out and about enjoying their weekend, vacationing, right? But next week, when we come back to normal times, it could be very, very exciting. Very exciting indeed. All right, smash the like, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you guys. Wait, tonight is I have a weekly recap video, so you guys will get to see that. Tomorrow morning, I'm not going to be doing a market open stream because obviously there's no market. But I'll stream the same time, about 10:30 a.m. So stay tuned. And follow me on Twitter. All right. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.